Hi everyone, welcome back to Aligned and Alive. I'm Dr. Sarah. I'm here in my office today. Today we're going to talk a little bit about exercise. Now, I do not want you to push the skip button or next button. Give me a chance, please. I promise you this will be good. And I know exercise really brings up a lot of emotions for a lot of people, a lot of shame, a lot of guilt. That is not what I'm trying to do here today. I'm going to talk about exercise in a way that hopefully inspires you to be a little bit better today and a little bit better tomorrow, right? And that concept is because we all need to be moving a little more than we're moving. We know that 70% of Americans do not get enough exercise, and 25% of Americans get no exercise. Literally, their exercise is walking from the parking lot to their desk and back, or to their office down the hall, which is even worse, right? That's not acceptable. We need, as humans, as a human species, we need to move our bodies, and that's what keeps us healthy, keeps us well, keeps us sharp, keeps our physical body healthy as well. So many benefits that we know from exercise. And I also know that it's hard sometimes to fit it in. So that's where I have this concept of exercise snacks. What the heck is that? I was tuned into this a few years ago by some colleagues, and I was like, I really like this idea, because it's not like you have to spend a whole chunk of time in your morning or in your evening or take your whole lunch hour to get a workout in. An exercise snack is just that. It's a little movement broken down throughout the course of the day, and it's achievable, and it's something that we can add in. So what can these exercise snacks be? They could be anything that you can do without really any equipment. And I'm going to show some of them to you today so that you can start adding them in, right? As a recommendation, the Department of Health and Human Services says that we should be getting a minimum of 150 minutes of movement on a weekly basis, which breaks down to about 21 minutes of moderate exercise. If you're doing vigorous exercise, you need 75 minutes on a weekly basis. Now, if you wanted even better health benefits, you would up that to 300 minutes on a weekly basis, which is about 43 minutes a day. I don't want us to worry about that right now. So many of us just need to add in movement when we can, that a small habit now could become something bigger later on, right? Small hinges, big doors. But let's just start thinking about the small things that we can do on a regular daily basis to move that needle, to get us healthier and to get us moving. So one of the first things and one of the most foundational moves that you can do anywhere is a squat, right? So when we're doing a squat, your knees may not be great. You may not be able to go down to a 90-degree angle, right? Maybe you can only go here. Maybe your back hurts and you're here. Then you should see a chiropractor. But what we want to work towards is getting down, right? Down and up. And when you're doing a squat, you're keeping your weight in your heels. If you think about like slipping a piece of paper underneath your toes, that's really the ideal form, right? Keeping your arms out in front of you for a counterbalance. You could do 3 sets of 10, body weight squats. You could do 3 sets of 20 if you worked up to it, right? But a squat is something that's really easy, works a lot of muscles, and is very efficient. So that's one exercise. You could also do calf raises, alternate that out. Squats, calf raises. You could do a single leg calf raise if you had enough balance, keep your hand on a chair. You could do a plank. You could do a plank against the wall. I'm going to show you an incline plank. So I'm just going to come over here to my bench, and a plank, we are engaging our core. So we're pulling our belly button to our spine. We're keeping, think about keeping like a 2x4 strapped to your back, right? You're keeping that back straight, head pulled over your shoulders. You're engaging that core. You can start 15 seconds, work up to 30 seconds or a minute. You can go down to the floor. You can do a plank from your knees. You can do a side plank. There's so many different plank varieties you could do that you could do as well, right? Let's see, you could do jumping jacks. I'm not going to show you one of those. You know how to do a jumping jack. Good for your coordination too. You could do high knees. You could do butt kicks. You could do a mountain climber. You could even do an elevated mountain climber, which is you're bringing your knee to your elbow or across your body, right? You can do them really slow. You could do them a little bit faster. Everyone has different levels and capabilities. You have to scale this to your level and capability, but it's the idea of adding in small amounts of motion and exercise throughout the course of your day. Let's see, what else we got? You could do a lunge. So an isometric lunge, you could do a reverse lunge where your legs are coming behind you, right? So if I'm coming to the side, I'm trying to get my back knee really close to the ground. It's like my feet are on train tracks, not a tightrope, right? So my legs are apart a little bit, and I'm trying to keep that back leg off the ground just a little bit. You can also do an isometric lunge hold. If your knees hurt, this is a great place to start, right? So you're just holding a lunge. Trust me, this gets real hard, real quick, spicy. Lots and lots of things you can do throughout the course of your day to add in those little exercise snacks. I saw this quote the other day on Instagram, and this is what I want you to think about. It's not that exercise is an antidepressant. It's that not moving is a depressant. So we need to move our bodies to keep our bodies healthy and well. So add in 5 minutes today, 5 minutes tomorrow. If you're not moving at all to start with, that's a heck of a lot more minutes at the end of the week than you started with or did last week, right? And then maybe next week, do 6 minutes. Whatever it is, just continue to challenge yourself. Because I know that we're capable of it. Our bodies are strong. They are innately wired to want to move. If you give it to them, oxymoronically, you're going to have more energy by moving your body. So I hope there was some value today in learning about these exercise snacks. Tell me which ones you are going to implement into your day in the comments down below. If you haven't already, like this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so as well. And stay tuned. We've got new episodes that come out every Monday and Thursday. Thanks for tuning in.